Bitcoin failed to break out of our resistance line here to the upside, get a little bit more push to the downside. Even also on the liquidation, we're building a lot of liquidity up to the downside, which means we could see another move to the downside before we see the next move to the upside on Bitcoin. And we definitely have also talked about Ethereum and for sure also about XRP, because we are getting here now into big resistance levels. So definitely stick around and let's go. Let's start here directly with our 15-minute chart on Bitcoin. Here we see Bitcoin is now a little bit more recovering to the upside. So yesterday we saw this massive pump to the upside. Filled the vector candles here approximately to 50%. This is also a way you could or potentially enter a new position. So yesterday we mark out this kind of range here for a new long entry, at least if we are getting here this retest of our resistance line. So we are still doing good here on Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart, because we're expecting here our trajectory to the upside. Even as long we are holding here this kind of level here to the upside, we are still fine. So I expect here in the couple of days to go here like a little bit more sideways. If we're breaking now this supported area to the upside, we could see something like this rolling over and then go back to the upside. But we have also to keep in mind that we are building now a lot of liquidity to the downside. So here at around 114,000 US dollars, which could remains the same as our supported area down here. So there could be also like a move to the downside. So something like this here we can also expect here going a little bit sideways. See one more move to the downside, grab the liquidity down here, and then get the move finally to the upside. So this is definitely what you can expect here. So for the 15-minute chart, you can go definitely also make a new long position over here. We can check out when liquidity is sitting down below 114,000 US dollars, and we have a big liquidity sitting down at 115,000 US dollars. So there are two scenarios. Once this level is holding, we can definitely also getting here in a new long position to the upside. I would keep the stop loss a little bit higher than normally, because it could be already that we are going a little bit lower to kinda like here this range, the 800 EMA. Could be also be possible to get a retest on it before we getting here to the upside. Let's go also here on Bitcoin in the 1 hourly chart. So here on the 1 hourly chart, we are see very clearly that we're respecting here our resistance line. So we have resistance over here, resistance over there, resistance here. Yesterday also we get into our resistance, break it to the upside, but getting a harsh rejection to the downside, and now testing the resistance again. As soon we're getting the final retest here on the resistance level, we should definitely get here in a new long position, so we can keep this long position still active. If we are failing to get our breakout there, then we could definitely also pointing out the long position down here below, because as I told you a few minutes ago, we have some liquidity sitting down below, which is in alignment also with our 15 minutes trade setup. So definitely also keep this in mind. But as soon we're getting here the proper retest to the upside, we should definitely enter here in a new long position. For here, stop loss, we can make it a little bit more closer and trade this all the way up into our trading range, at least at 119,000 US dollars. But when we are seeing here also on the liquidation map, when we're going here to the 2-weekly liquidation, then we can see very clearly that the direction is super clear to the upside. A lot of liquidity is sitting here at 120,000 US dollars. Also here on the 2-weekly chart, there's much more liquidity to the upside as to the downside. So the direction seems to be very clear. Even also when we sit here now, we are building like a channel to the upside. So this is also what we can checking here on the daily chart on Bitcoin. Let's go for this in the next one. Let me check it for you. Here on the 4-hourly chart, we can see that super clearly, as long we are holding here this kind of levels here, and also on the top we have something like this. As soon we're getting not a breakout out of this channel, we will be chopping that a little bit sideways before we see a final move to the upside. And the next supported area or the next resistance area, as I mentioned in the chart also before, is here finally breaking here our resistance line to the upside. Even we can also count here something else like this resistance cluster here over there. As soon we're getting here into our resistance zone over there, let's mark it also red. As soon we're getting here, we should expect here like a little bit more sideways or like a small rejection before we're getting here into next all-time high. As soon we're getting out of our resistance range over there, this is the moment we should definitely expect here after a proper retest. We can see definitely the next all-time high. So this is what we are preparing for the long term. As soon we're getting here into our resistance bracket and get a retest, we are still on the way to our main target of $130,000. And as I told you, I want to also talk about Ethereum a little bit, because on Ethereum we break out of our target here into our next resistance area around $3,900. And as soon we are getting flipped here, for this we go in the 4-hourly chart to see it a little bit more clearly. As soon we are flipping this level to the upside, the direction to $5,000 should be very clear and very likely that we are also going here into higher levels. Next one is XRP. XRP also get a massive pump here on the last couple of hours before. So we saw here a pump of approximately 10% to the upside. So massive pump also on XRP, breaking now here finally our resistance area to our next support and running here still in some resistance right now. And as soon we are getting here a next push more to the upside, we can also expect here the next kind of level would be here around, let's also mark it as a box, we could expect here as the next trade target for us. If you're looking for new trade entries for XRP, wait until we're breaking here this one to the upside. Stop loss, we can make it under our resistance, keep it as like here $3.67, which gave us almost 8% move to the upside. At least wait here definitely for the breakout, a proper bullish retest before you trade this here to the upside, because it could be also that we are now filling here on the 1-hourly chart, if you're zooming a little bit more in, that we could potentially going a little bit lower, fill this high volatility vector candles to the downside. So something like this we can also expect here. We're going here like a little bit sideways, maybe retesting one more time, get now then the move to the downside, flipping as we're flipping this one in support, finding support there, and then get the move to the upside. So this is definitely also a second scenario we should here not forget about it. So the second entry would be, or the second scenario would be kind of like this. And for this one, we can definitely also trade this here to the upside into our resistance level, which also gave us our 7.5% move to the upside. So it's also still doing good. So now you have definitely two trade scenarios on XRP. So one, if we break out very closely here into the next high, or if we're getting a rejection as it seems to be right now, then we can position ourselves down below at $3.15 to open a new long position. Also remains the same for Ethereum. Wait until we're breaking out of our resistance area over there. I would not enter into Ethereum trade right now because we are running here into big resistance over there. So it doesn't make sense to open here any big long position yet. Wait for the breakout here. And if the breakout has happened, then you can definitely go in a new long position. I would also wait for a breakout of $4,000 to be honest, because this is more like a physical level. So this is also very important to see here how Ethereum is reacting if we are breaking here into our resistance over there. And for sure also Bitcoin trade, you have also now the next trade scenario updated. As you can see here right now, we are getting here next push here to the upside. Also, if we are breaking this now finally to the upside, getting a retest, then you can also just enter on Bitcoin. Yeah, and that's basically all from the video today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and if you also want to do these trades as I gave you here in this video absolutely for free, just go in the video description. There you'll find a link directly here to Bitfinex. There you can also do your spot or your futures trading. So just make definitely use of it, and then we see you in the next video tomorrow.